Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. A lot of sports. Let's jump right into it. Salute to Devin Haney. Became a 3-weight world champion in Saudi Arabia after defeating Brian Norma Jr.
Drop of the clues bombs for Devin Haney, man. Devin Haney looked good. He looked really good at 147.
That's right. And also salute to the Gotham Football Club, women's soccer. They celebrated. They won over the weekend, and today is their ticker tape parade. They beat Washington Spirit 1-0 if you're into professional women's soccer. And Shedeur Sanders became the first Browns quarterback to win his first career start since 1999. They won over the weekend. They beat the Raiders 24-10. Now, also, the Seahawks beat the Titans. The Ravens beat the Jets. The Packers beat the Vikings. The Giants lost to the Lions, but I think they lost that on purpose. If you've seen that game, you understand why.
Shut up.
The Patriots beat the Bengals. Jaguars beat the Cardinals. The Falcons beat the Saints. The Rams beat the Buccaneers, and your Cowboys won, luckily.
So first of all, slow down on that one. Say that one real
I
slow.
said it. You heard me.
Say the Dallas
You heard
Cowboys
me.
busted the Philadelphia Eagles' ass. Okay, say that.
Y'all,
all right?
y'all should have lost that.
And we 5-5, baby. 5-5-1. Right back at 500 where we need to be. So you know what that means?
What?
We going to the Super Bowl,
oh,
baby.
my goodness.
Okay.
Delirious. Now, tonight in Monday Night Football, the Carolina Panthers take on the 49ers. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV. Good morning, Charlamagne. How
Peace,
y'all
Mimi.
doing?
Let's see you.
Good morning. Okay, so we start this morning with President Trump escalating his feud with Marjorie Taylor Greene, taking shots at her on Truth Social all weekend as the fallout continues from her surprise decision to resign from Congress. In a new post, he referred to her as Marjorie Trader Brown, and said she, quote, went bad, and says he stopped returning her phone calls. Now, Greene, for her part, spent the weekend pushing back, defending her record, and making it clear she has no plans to run for president in 2028. Her resignation takes effect January 5th, 2026, marking one of the most dramatic breaks between Trump and one of his earliest and most vocal MAGA allies. It also leaves Speaker Mike Johnson with an even slimmer majority heading into 2026. Let's listen to some of Marjorie's resignation speech.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for.
Well, meanwhile, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, she's questioning Greene's decision to step down, saying she couldn't handle being on the opposite end of the president for 1 week. Let's listen to that.
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames. So, this really speaks to the fact that Marjorie, who has been an instigator of a lot of this hate that we see as it relates to the MAGA movement, it's just interesting that I don't know if she really fully understood how bad she was making it for other people. And now that they're doing it to her, I just got to say, well, why is it that everyone else is able to stand and you can't?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Greene's term, it was supposed to run through January 2027. So she's walking away a full year early. And in her announcement, she says she didn't want to have her district be put through a hurtful and hateful primary, especially after President Trump signaled that he may back another candidate against her. And Zoran Mandami, he is back in New York this morning after his meeting with the White House, a conversation with President Trump that both sides they described as productive. The mayor-elect, he spoke with reporters in the Bronx yesterday after church, saying the discussion focused on delivering for New Yorkers with an emphasis on cost of living and affordability issues. Now, Mandami said he's heard from residents who were encouraged to see both leaders address everyday concerns. President Trump, he also praised the meeting, saying the two agreed on a lot more than he thought and that he wants Mandami to do a great job. Now, the meeting, it didn't stop reporters, though, from revisiting past comments. One notable moment still trending this morning came when a reporter asked Mandami whether he still believes the president is a fascist. Let's listen to that exchange.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Well, yeah, so that was that exchange. And Mandami says he's taking the relationship one meeting at a time, but he left the White House feeling good about that initial conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any politicians call each other fascists, authoritarians, wannabe dictators, communists, none of that kind of rhetoric anymore. It's all dead, because if you call someone that and then turn around and say, but I'm willing to work with them, it looks hypocritical. And there is no such thing as working with fascists. That's not how fascism works. Fascism isn't a normal political disagreement. So politicians need to stop using that kind of language because you don't believe it. Leave that type of commentary for the social media crowd and just go do your job, as a politician. Because I feel like that rhetoric is irresponsible, in this climate. It riles people up. It makes folks mad at each other, fighting in the street, trying to kill our political opposition. Meanwhile, the politicians is working with each other. No. So they need to cut it out. There's people not even going to eat Thanksgiving dinner this week together because they got political differences. Meanwhile, these politicians are working with each other. We need to learn to work with each other too then.
All right.
Very well said. All right. Well, coming up at 7, the USDA says most of us are still doing one thing wrong in the kitchen for Thanksgiving, and it could be putting your whole dinner at risk. We'll explain in the next hour.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Now we got to congratulate Devin Haney. He became a 3-weight world champion in Saudi Arabia. He defeated Bryant Norman Jr. So congratulations to him.
That was a good fight card this weekend, too.
Mm-hmm. Also, we got to salute the Gotham women's soccer team, Gotham Football Club. They celebrated. They won the championship. They beat Washington Spirit 1-0. Today is the ticker tape parade in Manhattan. And also salute to Shedeur Sanders, became the first Browns quarterback to win his first career start since 1999 when the franchise returned to Cleveland. They beat the Raiders 24-10. Now, the Falcons beat the Saints, Jaguars beat the Cardinals, the Patriots beat the Bengals, the Lions beat the Giants. I think we lost on purpose. The Packers beat the Vikings, Seahawks beat the Titans, the Chiefs beat the Colts, the Jets lost to the Ravens, the Eagles lost to the Cowboys. Damn it.
Yeah, I like how you slowed that down.
Oh, shut up.
It was a great game, too. We came from behind.
Let me guess, you like that coming from behind. And let me guess, you going to the Super Bowl, huh?
We always going to the Super Bowl. One year. One day before I die, we will be going to the Super Bowl. Okay, it might be this year. You never know.
It's not going to be this year.
You never know.
The Rams beat the Buccaneers. And in Monday Night Football, the Panthers take on the 49ers at 8:15. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV. Good morning, Charlamagne. How y'all
Peace,
doing?
Mimi.
Good.
Good morning. Okay, so we start this hour with growing backlash to a new rule that could change which degrees qualify for full federal loan support and reshape entire career fields. Now, under President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, the Department of Education is updating what it counts as professional degrees. Now, that designation matters because it determines how much students can borrow. So up to $50,000 a year for a professional program and just over $20,000 a year for everything else. And here's what's making people sound the alarm. Nursing did not make that professional degree list. So neither did physician assistants, physician therapists, educators, social workers, architects, accountants, engineers, counselors, therapists. The list goes on. And there's a lot of different categories under there. But the degrees that did make the cut include just things like medicine, dentistry, law, pharmacy, veterinarian medicine, clinical psychology. Now, nursing groups, though, they are warning that this could be devastating. A bachelor's degree in nursing can cost up to $210,000. And without that higher loan limit, many students simply won't be able to afford the path into that profession. And this is coming at a time when the U.S. is already short tens of thousands of nurses and instructors. In other fields, they say the same. Fewer students today means deeper shortages tomorrow. And the Department of Education says the concerns are exaggerated and that universities have had a blank check for too long. And this comes as the administration is moving to fold the Department of Education into other federal agencies. A move Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is defending by saying the Education Department has no use. Let's listen to what she had to say.
The Democrats' reckless 43-day government shutdown did manage to do one valuable thing. It proved that America does not need a federal Department of Education. During the longest shutdown in history, the Department of Education furloughed 90% of its staff, and America's education system was not impacted whatsoever. Schools stayed fully open across the country. Students attended class and received normal in-person instruction, and our wonderful teachers received their paychecks uninterrupted.
Well, we know that's not true because dozens of Head Start programs across the country were forced to close during the government shutdown. We talked about that, and many more were days away from shutting their doors because those federal grants did not come through. But this new rule could take effect July 2026 unless they change it. But students in these fields, they will face major financial barriers, and communities could see even deeper shortages in careers that they rely on the most. Have you guys seen this chatter on social media? About them doing. Go ahead.
I did, but I thought it was just the nurses. I didn't know it was. You said architects,
social workers, yeah,
therapists,
mental health professionals, from therapists, counselors. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a whole group of people.
So if architects, nurses, and therapists are not considered professionals, what are they considered? Like, these are some of the greatest public servants we have in our society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's the uproar right now on social media is what is happening, because these are professions that people have, spent their entire lives in. And now the government is basically telling them that it's not a real profession anymore.
So what if I owe money on student loans for one of these?
Oh, you still owe the money.
Yeah, you still got to pay.
Damn.
You still got to pay.
You still got to pay. But if you want to go to school and you want to become one of those, you will not have the opportunity to get that much money. And that's the problem. It's going to deter people from wanting to be any of those professions because they're not going to be able to afford it. That's what's going on.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and the concerns about the future staffing shortages, they tie directly into the bigger picture of where the job market stands right now. So the long delayed September jobs report is finally out. And for a lot of families, it's just putting numbers to what they're already feeling. So if you've been job hunting longer than usual, if your hours got cut, or if your paycheck, it isn't stretching the way it used to, then you've been living this report in real time, because the economy, it added only 119,000 jobs in September. That's a little better than expected, but the unemployment rate still climbed 4.4%, and that's the highest in nearly 4 years. And when you include people who can't find full-time work or have stopped working altogether, that real number is about 8%. And those numbers reflect real pressure on families, more job searching, more extra shifts, and people just trying to make their paycheck rise after everything else is going on with inflation and grocery prices still rising. So the report, though, it also shows a split economy. Healthcare, restaurants, and social services, they added jobs. That's the work you see in your neighborhoods every day. But sectors that usually provide long-term stability, like transportation, warehousing, and professional services, they lost jobs. Now, those losses rarely trend online, but they matter to people who depend on steady hours and benefits. Now, more people are coming back into the workforce. That's what the jobs report showed. They said that full-time work is up, but that's also a sign of how expensive life has become. More people, even retired people, they need to come back into the workforce because they have to keep up with those full-time bills. And so remember, though, that this report is only a snapshot. Because of the government shutdown, it's backed up from 2 months ago. And so it really doesn't capture what's happening right now in November. But even with the lag, the message is clear that the job market is cooling. Prices are still high, and the economy feels steadier on paper than I'm sure it does for many people at their kitchen table. Yeah, we'll continue to watch what that looks like. And switching to something a little lighter, before we head into the holiday, we're going to talk turkey, literally. So the USDA says most of us are still making the same mistake in the kitchen every year. So I'm going to ask y'all, do you wash your turkey before you cook it?
Yeah, you got to wash all your meat. I would think I grew up in a household. Man, shut up, Envy.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, I can see it in your face.
I
grew up in a household where all meat was washed. Yes, my wife washes meat now. Everybody washes meat.
Yes,
Okay.
everything got to be clean.
So the answer is yes. Okay, well, the USDA is out with this annual warning, and they say do not wash your turkey before cooking it. They say a lot of people still believe in an old school myth that rinsing a turkey cleans it, but they say that it doesn't. They say washing the raw bird can actually spray bacteria up to 3 feet around your kitchen, onto the counters, your clothes, and even the side dishes sitting nearby. They say that even with all this information and science, 60% of Americans still wash their poultry, but the USDA says the only thing that kills bacteria is heat. So cooking your turkey at 165 degrees in the thickest parts, Also, this is what they want you to do. They said pat it dry, season it, and then put it straight into the oven. No rinsing, no sink parade, no quick splash. I know that sounds weird to me too, because I grew up, we wash our meat, we wash our poultry. I don't understand how you just season it and put it in the oven, but that is the recommendation.
Well, that recommendation came from white people. I'm positive. You stupid. That's number one. And, the USDA ain't never talked about people farting in the kitchen. You don't think about that, do you?
What?
Okay. Yes, farting spreads bacteria too. The same way they talking right there, farting spreads bacteria. And, women be walking around the kitchen with leggings on, just chefing it up, no drawers, letting it loose in the kitchen. Okay.
Jesus.
I know, Envy.
I don't know how we got there.
I don't know how we got there either, but I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit. And so just because we're officially in Thanksgiving crunch, they said that just as a reminder, your turkey needs 24 hours to thaw out. So for every 4 to 5 pounds, you need 24 hours. If you have like a 20-pound bird, it needs 4 full days. So if you haven't taken it out right now, would be the perfect day to take it out. And since we're on the subject, how long, because the USDA, they have recommendations for this. So how long are your Thanksgiving leftovers good? Like how many days do you guys eat your Thanksgiving leftovers?
Sunday night's the last night. Monday, everything goes in the garbage.
Sunday's long, bro. That's a long time. Sunday's a long time.
Nah, Sunday.
Bro. Thursday to Sunday?
Yeah, it's Thursday to Sunday. Thursday, I watch the game, and then Sunday, I watch the game. So Sunday, everything goes in the garbage. Monday's garbage pickup.
And I'll be honest with you, I think Thanksgiving food is trash. The older I get, like I like stuffing. I like some yams. I don't really care for turkey like that. I don't like mac and cheese like that no more. Like I don't even care for Thanksgiving food.
See, we do a little Caribbean food, so we do West Indian food. So we gonna have some oxtail. We gonna have jerk chicken. So
well, see, my aunt does that the day after Thanksgiving. My aunt does like all the seafood, so fried fish, fried shrimp. Yep. I look more forward to that meal than I do Thanksgiving.
What does USDA say?
Well, the USDA, you're about right. It says 3 to 4 days. So after 3 to 4 days, you have to throw away the food. But I mean, if you like it that much, they said you can freeze it and keep it for 2 to 6 months.
You like Thanksgiving, Mimi? You like Thanksgiving food?
I do not like Thanksgiving at all. I don't eat turkey. I eat mac and cheese and I eat yams. That's about it. We usually do like fried chicken. I don't really like, unless it's fried. I'll do like a Cajun deep fried turkey.
Yeah, Cajun turkey is good. Yep.
Yeah, and then that's about it.
How was your Friendsgiving in Vegas, Mimi? I saw you in.
You were so funny. It was good. I had a lot of fun in Vegas. I went actually for F1. It was really fun. It was my first time there, so it was good. I am going on 48 hours of no sleep, but you know what? I'm here and I'm happy.
Turn up Mimi. That's a new name. Turn up Mimi.
But that's because it's a short week. If it wasn't a short week, I wouldn't have did it, right?
Word.
So it's a short week.
Well,
all right, y'all.
Thank you, Mimi.
So thank y'all. That is your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV. For more stories, follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
All right.
Peace,
now,
Mimi.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?